Here's how to do question 2 of the project. Remember, question 2 on the survey was the one about what size t-shirt do you wear? Small, medium, large, extra large. So we're going to be constructing a frequency table for the responses to that question, just like we did for question 1, but this time instead of drawing a Pareto chart, we're going to be making a pie chart from the responses. So go to where you have your Excel file saved and open it. And go back to the main data spreadsheet page of your file, the one with all the responses and the layout here. So we're going to be doing to the question 2 responses what we did last time to the question 1 responses. So select the first response. It's going to be in cell C3. Click on that and then drag down through the rest of the rows so that you have all of those selected. Then go up here and insert a pivot table. Click OK on the box that pops up. And then over here, check the little box next to the word size. You'll notice that the 4 possibilities show up here. And then I'm going to click on that word size and then drag that down into the box labeled values so that it counts all of those. And now I'm going to do my formatting of the table the same way I did last time. I'm going to change the column heading in cell A3 from row labels to size. And I'm going to change the column heading in B3 from count of size to frequency. And I'm going to make a percent column. So in C3, I'm going to type the word percent. I'm going to make that bold. And I'm going to shade it so that it is the same color background as these other 2 cells. So clicking on the arrow next to the paint can, and then looks like this blue accent 1 lighter 80%. That looks like the right match. I'm going to remove the grand total row. So right click on that and then select Remove Grand Total from the menu that pops up. To put the percents in, I'm going to click in the cell C4 and type equals B4 slash for divided by 55, which should be how many responses you have altogether. And it gives it to me as a decimal. So I'm going to click up here and change this to a percent. So remember last time I said that you can usually just click on this percent style button here. And if that gives you what you want, that's great. If that doesn't work, you can also select percentage from this drop-down menu. Now I'm going to copy this down to the other rows by clicking the little tiny green box down in this lower right corner and dragging that down and releasing. Now I want all of these cells in the table to be centered. So I selected them all and I clicked on the centering icon to center them horizontally and vertically. And then I want all borders. So there's our frequency table. And there's one thing I can think of that might make this look a little better. Now, we're not going to be making a Pareto chart, so these don't need to be in numerical order from highest to lowest. If you want to order them from highest to lowest, you could. Another thing you could do is order them in kind of the natural order, small, medium, large, and extra large. So how would you do that? It listed these in alphabetical order, but if I want small to be on top, and then medium, and then large, and then extra large, I could click in the cell that says small and click with the right mouse button. And then one of the options here, if I go down to move, I can move that row up or down, or I'm going to move it to the beginning. So now the small comes first. And I need medium to be above large. So I'm going to right click on medium and move that just up one space. So now it's up above large. And now these are in the order that I want: small, medium, large, extra large. You don't have to change the ordering, but I like to have them in that order. That seems the most user-friendly. Okay, let me go ahead and change the name of this sheet or page of the spreadsheet file to size. So I double-clicked down here where it said sheet 1 and I typed in the word size. So now that's labeled. I'm going to go ahead and save what I have so far, just to be sure it's saved in case anything happens. And now I'm ready to make the pie chart. So here's how we do that. I'm going to select all of these frequency numbers by clicking on the first one in cell B4 and then dragging down through the other ones. And now up here I'm going to click Insert. And over here in the charts area, I'm going to insert a pie chart. So when I click on that, the little area next to pie chart, I want the very first option, the first 2D pie chart. So when I click on that first choice under pie charts, that first 2D pie chart, here's what comes up. That's sort of what we want, but I want a pie chart where the sectors of the chart are labeled directly with what they represent and the percentages. So it's easy to get that. Just go up to the top of the page, click on the word Design, and then over here under Quick Layout, pick the first option here, the one that looks like this. So now we've got each section of the chart labeled with what it represents. Like this purple section is for the extra large t-shirts, and they make up 38% of the responses. So it's okay if some of your labels are outside the chart. If you've got a small area where the label wouldn't really fit very well inside it, that's okay. If you've got labels that are a little off center and you want to rearrange them, you can just click on them and drag them so they're a little closer to the middle of that section. Now let's change the title of the chart to size. So up here where it says total, click on that, delete the word total, and instead type size. And if I go back to the Home tab, I'll have the option to make that bold. And I think I'll make it a little smaller, size 11. And now the individual section labels, I also want them bold so that they show up better. So I'll click on one of them, and that actually selects all of them. And then I click on bold, and let's make those size 10. Okay. Now I didn't get any gray field buttons, but if you got one showing up, you'd want to hide that. Just right click on the gray bar that shows up and then click Hide All Field Buttons on Chart. I want to outline these segments of the chart in black. So I'm going to click in a blank area inside one of the sections. So notice what that looks like. We've got the little circles and the outlines of the sections. Now up here at the top, I'm going to click the Format tab. Now click where it says Shape Outline. And I'm just going to click on Automatic. and then I'm going to go back and click Shape Outline again, and this time I'm going to go down to Weight and select 1 1/2 points. Click on that. So now if you click outside the graph, you'll see, oh, now we have these black outlines outlining the sections of the chart there. Now let me do one more thing. I'm outside the circle, but inside the big rectangle that it's in. And I'm going to click up here, Format again, Shape Outline, No Outline. So that now there's no outline around this rectangle here. That way, when we later copy and paste this into our final report, there won't be a box around it. It'll just show up on the final report as this nice graph here. So now save your work. And now all you have to do is go in and submit it in Canvas under question 2, Table and Pie Graph.